You know exactly what tonight looks like. Lights off, phone still in your hand, and there it is again, the movie in your head, the version of you who finally starts the business, who finally gets the body, who finally becomes someone people talk about. It feels incredible. For a few minutes, you're already there, already successful, already respected. Then you fall asleep, and tomorrow, nothing changes. Here's the uncomfortable part. You've had this exact same dream before, maybe last week, maybe last year. Different details, same feeling, same ending, which is no ending at all. So let's ask the question nobody asks. If you dream this big, this often, why does none of it happen? This matters more than people think, because right now an entire generation is doing this every single night, falling asleep to imagined success instead of waking up to built success. And most of them have no idea it's actually working against them. Let's break down what's really happening in your head. When you imagine achieving something, the recognition, the money, the version of you who has it all figured out, your brain doesn't fully separate that from reality. It reacts. Mild dopamine, a sense of accomplishment, a feeling of relief like something has already shifted. But nothing is shifted. You haven't taken a single action. You've just told your nervous system that the outcome already happened. And here's where it gets strange. That relief you feel isn't a side effect, it's the point. Your brain isn't rehearsing the future, it's regulating your present. The dream isn't preparation, it's a release valve. Think about the moments you do this the most. Late at night, after a hard day, right after someone doubted you, or after you scrolled past someone else's win. That's not random timing. You don't dream big when things are going well. You dream big when you feel small. The fantasy shows up exactly when you need comfort, not when you need a plan. Psychologists have studied this pattern for decades, and the finding is almost insulting. The more vividly you imagine succeeding, the less urgency you feel to actually pursue it. Your mind treats the imagined win as a partial win. It quietly lowers the pressure to go get the real one. So the bigger and more detailed your dream, the calmer you feel, and the calmer you feel, the less you act. That's the trap. It doesn't look like failure, it feels like hope. Now here's where most people get it backwards. You think you're someone who wants success badly. You lie awake building it in your head, so surely that means you're driven, right? But watch what actually happens the next morning. The alarm goes off, the dream is gone, and what's left is the same routine, the same excuses, the same "I'll start Monday." The person you are at 11 p.m. and the person you are at 7 a.m. are not the same person. One of them wants the result, the other one just wants relief from not having it yet. And weirdly, the version of you that dreams the biggest is often the version doing the least, because why chase something slowly and uncomfortably in real life when you can already feel like you have it for free in your head tonight? That's not ambition. That's a shortcut to the feeling ambition is supposed to earn you. Here's the part that stings a little. If you actually sat down and tracked it, every night you spent imagining the big version of your life against every night you spent building even one small piece of it, the gap would be brutal. Most people would find hundreds of hours of imagined success and almost none of real progress. Not because they're lazy, because the fantasy already paid out. The brain got its reward. There was nothing left pulling you toward the harder, slower, less satisfying work of actually doing it. This is why some of the most dream-driven people you know are also the most stuck. They're not avoiding the goal. They're unconsciously avoiding the discomfort the goal requires by pre-living the reward without the cost. And it doesn't stay contained to late-night thoughts. It shows up in relationships where you imagine being the kind of partner who shows up perfectly instead of actually showing up today. It shows up at work, where you picture the promotion, the title, the moment your boss finally notices you, instead of doing the unglamorous task sitting in front of you right now. It shows up in how you see yourself, where your identity quietly splits in two. There's the imagined you who has it together, and there's the actual you who is still waiting for Monday. The longer that gap exists, the more exhausting it becomes to close it. Because now it's not just about doing the work, it's about admitting the dream and the reality were never the same project. Zoom out, and this explains something bigger than late-night thoughts. It explains why so many people feel like they've been about to start their real life for years. Not stuck because they lack vision, stuck because the vision itself has been quietly doing the job that action was supposed to do. The people who actually build the life they imagine tend to dream less vividly, not more. They spend less time enjoying the imagined finish line and more time tolerating the unglamorous middle, the part with no applause, no relief, no dopamine, just repetition. Which raises the real question. The next time you catch yourself building that beautiful version of your future right before falling asleep, ask yourself something most people never do. Are you dreaming because you're getting ready to build it? Or are you dreaming because some part of you has already decided you won't, and this is just the version you get to keep instead?